Welcome to the Rudick Report. Today is Monday, February 20th. As the White House tries to convince Americans that the economy is fine, most are aware of the harsh economic environment that is here and that continues to unfold. Many are aware that we are teetering on a total economic collapse, and all indicators continue to point to markers that solidify that point of view. Everything is not fine. One such indicator is the data released by the Conference's Board Index of Leading Economic Indicators, which has now fallen for 10 consecutive months. It is interesting to note here that this is the first time that this has happened since the collapse of Lehman Brothers in 2008. Lehman Brothers' ultimate end came as a result of being overwhelmed by mortgage-backed securities that were mostly backed with subprime loans, many of which went into default. And just like we witnessed in 2008, the housing market is crashing again. In fact, the median price of a home in San Francisco Bay Area has already fallen by 35%. Quote, the median price in the Bay Area plunged by another 8% in January from December, by 17% year over year, and by 35% in 10 months, which amounts to $540,000 from the peak in March of 2022. From 1.54 million to 1 million, according to the California Association of Realtors. This data point tells us that the homes in this area are crashing even faster than they did during the housing crash of 2008. As bad as things are for the residential real estate market, the fact is things are even worse for commercial real estate. One of the largest landlords in Los Angeles, Brookfield Corporation, parent of the largest office landlord in downtown Los Angeles, just defaulted on $755 million in loans. Brookfield Corporation is defaulting on loans tied to two buildings rather than refinancing the debt as demand for commercial space weakens. The two properties in default, part of a portfolio called Brookfield DTLA Fund Office Trust Investor, are the Gas Company Tower with $465 million in loans and the 777 Tower with about $290 million in loans. Think about that for a minute. It's one landlord and they've defaulted on $755 million. The problem is that this is not an isolated incident. This is only the tip of the iceberg. We're on the verge of a total commercial real estate collapse, the likes of which the United States has never seen. The devastating results will ripple through the financial community at large. Meanwhile, while this is taking place, the corporate layoffs that we have been seeing will continue to intensify. Last year, more than 140,000 jobs were slashed from public and private tech companies as they were forced to confront rising inflation and an uncertain stock market. More than 93,000 workers in the U.S.-based tech companies have been laid off in mass job cuts so far in 2023, and the year is just getting started. The New York Post reported that Apple fired hundreds of contractors last week. These workers are employed by outside companies but work alongside Apple employees on projects. It appears Apple is reducing headcount as the macroeconomic environment remains challenging. So even the massively wealthy company like Apple has decided that now is the time for mass layoffs. What does that say about the economic outlook for the rest of 2023? It means that so far this year, we are way ahead of last year's pace. Taking all that into account, it's hilarious to see Biden and the White House try over and over again to push fake numbers out there and push a deceptive narrative that the economy is in good shape. If things were so great as the White House alludes to, then why would the great retail giant Walmart be closing so many stores? Walmart is tightening its belt because of economic concerns and the fact that profits are down and down big. Walmart has been around long enough to see that we are in an economic storm and that on the horizon, a mega economic hurricane is headed our way. Everyone is battening down the hatches because we are entering a bad storm. These mega companies see the writing on the wall and are preparing their companies for survival. The economic storm is here and intensifying, and it is going to get worse. The silver lining in all this is that we are in the early stages of this storm. Prepare yourself and prepare your families and take steps to weather the storm financially. While I cannot give you financial advice, it would seem prudent to get food, to get water, get extra meds if you need them, put some cash away, outside of the banks of course, and reduce your credit debt. If you can, get gold and get silver. Gold and silver are real assets and can be converted into any fiat worldwide. Imagine taking a $20 bill in 1980 and 1 ounce of gold and putting them in a box. The $20 bill equals $20, and in the year 2000, gold's value was roughly $270. Fast forward to today, and that $20 has actually lost significant value and purchasing power, while a 1 ounce of gold has increased value to $1,855 roughly. So it's clear to see that this makes sense to acquire some precious metals, but that is a decision you and your family will have to make together. Thank you for watching, and until next time, this is the Rudick Report.